Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of GETI Talks. I'm your host, Preena Arora, Ambassador of Change with the Global Education and Training Institute, India's leading training institute for pre service and in service teachers and educators. And you are watching the hashtag Disruptive Education Movement series initiated by Dr. Sunita Gandhi, ma'am, our mentor. And so far, we have conducted more than 1,000 sessions on this platform. Uh, Today we have with us Ms. Meenu Agarwal, who is the HOD of English at St. Joseph Academy, Ghaziabad, an emotional and enthusiastic higher senior secondary teacher with more than 16 years of experience. She is motivating students to be a better version of themselves today and tomorrow, and believes that winning doesn't always mean being first, but winning means you are doing better than you have done before. Well, a very warm welcome to you, ma'am, on this platform of GETI.
Thank you
And
very
she will
much.
be talking on effective learning and teaching. So I would request ma'am to please take over the session and enlighten us.
Thank you, Preena, for such praises. And we truly feel today honored to be the part of Global Education and Training Institute today. Today, I would be talking about effective learning and teaching strategies, which can be brought about in higher education to make our students excel. Okay. Now, to start with, what is the meaning of education? Normal meaning, what we talk about today is that education is the process of facilitating learning. Now, what is learning? How it is effective and what is effective teaching? Okay. So, effective teaching is the ability to improve when we try to improve the student's performance. That is called effective learning. What is effective learner? Simple meaning I'm talking about, not about the definition. So, what is effective learner? Effective learner is a person, if a student or a child or a person who gets the knowledge from the teachers or the effective teachers and applies it in his life and achieves success in his life. Okay. Now, to begin with, I would start with the Newton's law. Okay, there is a law of Newton that there is an equal and opposite reaction to every action. Yes, it totally applies in our education also. The relationship between the teacher and the student also. How? What the teacher teaches, the student gets it and he or she applies it. Okay, now that there is a opposite and equal reaction, but I don't totally believe that there is equal reaction of whatever the action we as teachers take. We consider that whatever we are imparting is going to each and every student. Whatever we have taught, that has gone to the student 100%, but that is not right at all. There are many students who don't get each and everything whatever you teach. Okay. So before beginning with the strategies, I would like that what type of an atmosphere should be there within the class. What should be the accord or rapport between the teacher and the student, so that there is a disruptive change in the education. Now, what are the common things between the two? According to me, I think that both of them are active or should be active and strategic, the teacher as well as the learner. Okay. Second thing, that both of them should be creative in knowledge. Today, we cannot accept or we cannot say that the child doesn't have knowledge of anything. Today, the technology is so advanced Whatever you teach, the student can automatically get it from the net. So before, even if you teach, they will tell you each and everything. So now, what should be the common thing? Okay, it should be creating knowledge with others. Third thing, able to develop the goals and the plans, both of them. Okay, now I don't think that we are teachers. We should always think ourselves to be a good student, because we are also learning at each and every step. So we should monitor our own learning also, as well as the learning of the learners also. Next thing, according to me, what is common is versatile. Both of them should be versatile across the context, whatever the context is there. Okay. But if we take the simple meaning of a teacher's knowledge or a teacher's effective, what are the qualities of effective teachers? We always consider that the teacher has a good knowledge. The teacher can be defined in the form of that she or he or she is has a warmth, civility in her. Okay, the teacher's beliefs, that can be effectiveness. That is a vast topic. It we cannot summarize it or finish it up in the few words. What is effective? Who is a effective teacher, or what are the strengths of effective teachers? Here we are to talk about the different strategies which we can follow, and I would be talking about especially for the higher secondary education students. Okay, now those students, as I told earlier, that they know they can get the matter, they can get the text automatically from the net and they can give it to you. Okay, but how we as teachers can bring out the change in them? Okay, although this topic, this change is against the grain. Why? What is disruption? I'm talking about disruptive change in the education. It's unpredictable. We cannot say that it's going, we can predict that whatever we teach, it's going to be successful. It's unpredictable. It challenges the status quo, and it can be problematic also. Okay, so what should be our goal and plans to bring out that disruptive change in the learner? Okay, number one, the certain strategies which we can follow is that every school has a curriculum. Fixed curriculum is there. Okay, as I teach English, okay, I find that my students are running away from English. They find difficulty in understanding or let me take one example, the drama written by William Shakespeare. Okay. ICC schools prescribe the complete plays of William Shakespeare. They find it difficult to understand, so they try to run it away from there. But if same play can be divided into smaller parts, okay, and then make them try to understand what is there in it, the students can understand well. Next thing, what we can do to make them understand is that link the student first to the life of Shakespeare or any other poet, any author, whatever you are teaching. Link, go into the background of the life of that person. Bring out certain facts, interesting facts or instructing moments of that person in front of the students. They listen carefully, they enjoy. Then whatever you are teaching, the plays, the poems, or the stories, okay, and then you try to link the life of that person to that text. They enjoy it. They are able to link. They are able to think critically. Okay. We don't have to simply tell them. We don't have to simply tell them that this is the play, this is the meaning of that. Immediately the child says that it's ma'am, it's available on the net, we can read it. The paraphrase, it's available, we can easily read it. No need to tell us. So what's the use? Okay. So one strategy can be this. Second thing, see the curriculum or the number of periods the child has in a day. They get easily bored. Whatever the stream is there, the science, the commerce, the humanities, one after the another, they have the periods. So now, if we can make our classes more interesting, full of fun, okay, it will give them a break from their hectic periods earlier which they had or the periods which they will have afterwards. How? Like a for an example, if a science student is there, just now the child has read physics, then the chemistry, then the maths, then maths. So what happens? They are continuously solving. Then in our class, they don't take interest. So before starting the class, we can give them certain brain breaks. What type of a breaks? Brain breaks we can give them. Like, for example, we can start with a joke or start, how was your day? Simple, normal talks. So, when we are having simple, normal talk with the child, what happens? The child is emotionally attached to you. Slowly, slowly, they start sharing their problems and other things with you. So that relaxes their mind. When they are relaxed, when they are free of something, they listen to your class carefully. So there can be many types of brain breaks. First, you can start with a conversation with one or two. Whole period we cannot waste. Or you can start with certain exercise by say making them sit. Or what you can do is that, like, these days pandemic, this COVID has disturbed everyone. Okay, so what's happening that they need meditation. We can start with 1 minute meditation with them so that they are totally relaxed, feel free, and listen to you. There can be other many other tricks can also be there. You can begin with what we studied yesterday, how you are able to link that thing with your life. I just take an example of it. There is a play by William Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice. There is a line in it, the world is still deceived by the outer appearance. Okay. If we tell the simple meaning, what is the meaning in that play there? The child will understand. Simple, this is the meaning, this is what is William Shakespeare has said. But if that same line, we ask the child how you can interpret it, how you can relate it with your day to day life. Can you tell me any of the incident? How we are deceived by the outer appearance? They will think. Okay, that is not given in the in the paraphrase, or that is not given in that on it. They cannot read out that. They will have to think. So side by side, we are doing two activities, making them free from other things, side by side, making them think critically about it. English is nothing but our day to day life, what we are doing it, we can easily relate each and everything, thereby developing their critical thinking as well as their character traits also. When we are teaching, we talk them about the character. How do you find that character? They easily tell you. When they tell you, that means they are able to analyze the things. Next strategy, what we can do is that We can make the child enact in the class. They love it. They love to imitate others. So, when we have divided it into small, small parts, you give those parts to different childs, and when they enact in the class, the others make their fun, those students fun, and they side by side they learn also. So, this is how the effective learning, and this definitely brings out the results. Okay. Next, we can do is that don't continuously, if it is 40 minutes period, we don't need to continuously teach. Sometimes give them a break, like create humor in the class, a small joke we can crack in between. We can make fun what is written in the text. They love it, they enjoy it. Students love to find out the mistake of others. So what happens is that, like again I take example of Shakespeare. If we read Shakespeare, what English we speak, that was not spoken by William Shakespeare, and that was not written by him also, because he did not get the proper education, so he has a lot of grammatical mistakes. So they love to find out the mistakes of others. So let them do it, let them analyze it, let them use it, so that they remember those things in it. Next, what we can do is that we cannot accept that whatever we have taught, whatever activities we are doing in the class, that goes to each and every student. But our target is to bring each and every student upward, to make them understand everyone. So, what we can do is that sometimes there's a shortage of time. We cannot uh, go on each and every strategies, work on each and every strategies every time. So, what we can do is that we can teach some of the students and then ask those students to teach in the class. They learn from their peer groups. Some are there who feel afraid to talk to the teacher. In that case, it's better, this goes very well, that you teach some of the student and ask those students to teach others. But monitoring should be there. Okay, the teacher need to monitor things what those other child is teaching. Next, with the teaching, we need to develop their character traits also. That can be developed, according to me, if we make them work in a team. These days, students, many students, I find that they have become very selfish. Although they are competitive, it's good, but side by side they are become very selfish also. They think about themselves only. So if we make them work as a team, they will learn the value of each and everyone. That how to remain united. To move forward, we cannot be alone. We cannot move forward alone. We have to move along with others. Next strategy, what we can follow is that a teacher can integrate technology. See, integrating technology in your teaching. What is integrating technology in your teaching? Nowadays, so many apps. It's a gone time that a spoon feeding was done. And the result of that spoon feeding of parroting was only that the child learnt only the shape of the spoon and nothing else. To make them the part of your class or your teaching or learning, we have to go to their mind. The psychologist says that the graphic representation of anything appeals to the mind of a child more than the verbal words. We may consider that we are very good teachers, we have taught anything, we have a great knowledge of each and every subject or the topic. But have we truly gone to the mind of the child? That is that graphic representation of anything can come by the use of technology. Simple. Many apps nowadays are available where we can use it in the classroom to make our students understand the things easier. Like if I talk about any play or something, we have the short movies of it. If we play it and side by side teach them, they remember it. That person was coming and that person is like this. Easily they are able to write the characterization, easily they are able to think about it. For science subjects also, we can take it, the graphic representation of anything they easily understand. They remember it for a longer period of time. Okay. Next, to maintain the interest of the students, what would be the best strategy according to me is, once you have taught in a very serious manner, make mistakes. The teacher should make mistakes while teaching. If you are making mistakes, the child will definitely point out to you. They love it. The teacher has taught like this is wrong. They laugh and they immediately point out to you. So, this is also a part of effective learning. Why? This shows that the child is listening to you carefully, the child is interacting with you. Okay. I talked about the technology. Okay. Now, when I am talking about the technology, don't let totally depend on the technology. In the beginning also I said that everything is available on net. Today the student can read, listen through net and get everything. But that does not mean it has replaced the teachers. According to me, teachers can never be replaced by the technology. But if technology is in the hands of teachers, it can be transformational. The teacher, by the use of technology, can bring a great disruptive change in the life of the learners. Okay. Next, what we can do is that when you teach, the teacher's next strategy can be the teacher's gestures. Today's student check your knowledge. So when they check your knowledge, that means a teacher has to be perfect. Perfect in the sense that the teacher should have the complete knowledge of his or her subject. Then only the students will listen to you. Don't totally depend on the book. Reading and explaining, they can easily do it. They will not listen to you at all. But if you have already prepared your lesson earlier and then you are teaching it there, then students will definitely listen, they will respect you. In the beginning of the session, I said that there is an accord and rapport between the two. What is that accord and rapport between the two? A relationship of mutual trust and respect. So that should be from both the sides. We cannot accept that it should only be from the learner side, it should also be from the teacher side. Then only that accord can come and the fruitful results will definitely follow. There can be many more strategies, but what I would say that it can be go longer, but I would conclude my words from a quote from a novel, The Alchemist, written by Paul Cole. What he has said in his novel that if you want something, then really want something. Why? Because when you want something, the whole world conspires with you to achieve that. And this goes well with the effective learning and teaching. If we have really the target in our mind that I have to make my child a better person, as Preena said, that I believe is that winning is not coming first. Winning is that I believe that what I was yesterday, today I should be better than that. So, if we want effective learning and teaching, first we should have our plan and aspirations or goals in our life, certain lives. Then only the whole world is going to conspire with you to make you achieve that. And that a teacher can easily do it by applying certain strategies in her life, in her classrooms. Okay. Although that this is very unpredictable, as I said earlier, against the status quo also, but not impossible task at all. Thank you. Thank you, Preena.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving us your time today. We all know about the classrooms, the kind of environment we have, whether it's your regular classes or these days we have the online classes, the dynamic environment, that brings together students from different backgrounds with various personalities, with different abilities.
Yeah,
As a teacher, it requires a lot of hard work to come up with creative ideas, with
right,
innovative
right.
ideas or teaching strategies, so that every child is covered, where you are not only focusing on the few who are
The
very
intelligence.
talkative and very active, but each and every child.
Yeah,
Well, yes, absolutely. Learning has been redefined as the process of skilling students and empowering them, not only just simply teaching them and asking them to mug up the information, but something that they can use in their life, apply in their lives in future.
right.
And at the same time, teachers are the facilitators who are helping them in this process. As you said, at times it becomes difficult for the teachers to pick up any such strategy. It's a task, it's a difficult task, but it's not impossible. They can
Yeah,
definitely plan ahead, and then they can come up with something that is that suits the entire class,
yeah.
uh, where she can actually engage students anytime in learning, where students can explore new
I feel that
ideas.
I personally feel that there should be an emotional touch between the two.
The connect,
Then only
absolutely.
if that freeness is there, then it
Yes,
becomes applying the strategies become very easy.
yes, you talked about the relationship between the teachers and the students. That's very important. What I feel, yes, establishing a positive relationship with their teachers. I think students feel more confident. They are more
Right.
active in the class, and they participate actively in all the happenings in the classroom. uh, I just have a question here from Mr. Abdul. He is asking about what are the maximum days to be finished poems and lessons in your point of view?
Mr. Abdul, that it depends on your curriculum or on your syllabus. Like at present, I'm teaching in ICSE school, ISC at higher secondary schools. So within for 2 years, we have to complete only 10 poems. Nowadays, the board has reduced the syllabus, 10 poems. Or due to this pandemic, and it has been further reduced, re-reduced, we can say that it has come to 8 poems only. So within 1 year, four, and next year, four. So it is very simple that if we talk about a small poem, I think so. It will definitely take 3 to 4 days. One day you would be telling about the poet, relating it, that what he wants to say, what type of a poem you are going to read it to the next day. Okay, you also make them search something about that. You also search about that poem. Why only that has been included? With the general questions, we can start that why this poem has been included in your syllabus. Why not other poems of him? Okay, so it depends on the length, the matter, side by side, how you critically analyzing anything, how deeply you make the child understand that they analyze it and they tell you something about it. Otherwise, it can be finished within one day. Within
Right.
1 day.
Yes, yes. I think that was explained in detail. Thank you, ma'am. And overall, a fantastic session, very insightful it was. I think you talked about how the teachers can come up with different tasks and allocate based on the students' abilities, and
Right.
to make sure that no child is left behind. And connection is very important. You gave the example like how you can come up with real life connect students with the real life experience. If you're teaching anything, you can talk
Yeah.
about the real life experiences. That makes class more
Right.
interesting, and students, they listen very keenly, and your job is done. I think that's what we need, their attention, whether they are understanding or not, they are learning or not, in a deeper and more meaningful way, so that they can apply that somewhere in their lives. And
Definitely.
yes, I think dialogue in the class is another such important strategy, where you can give that space to students to talk. We have seen where students, they are reluctant, they don't come up with questions even if they have anything in their mind. They are scared of asking anything. So maybe we can make this thing a little more easier for them to, so that they can talk. The dialogue can happen in the classrooms. For this, you can come up with role plays, as you said, that they like to enact. So role plays is another such idea where you can motivate them to talk. Basic question answer was always there. Maybe you can ask the children, if they have any questions, they can come up and ask whatever is there in their mind, and that's how you're going to motivate them. You can have formal informal discussions. Um Through this, I think definitely these strategies are definitely going to help, and the way you explain beautifully. And thank you so much. Thanks a lot for joining us today. I think there were a few viewers also who were with us in the session. Thank you so much to each one of you. And yes, Chitralekha ma'am, relationship between teacher and student is very important.
Important.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
totally right.
So
Thank you very
yes,
much. On another one.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think with this we come to an end. Uh, thank you so much for giving us your
Thanks
time,
to
ma'am.
you, Prerna, for giving me a chance and opportunity on this Global Education and Training Institute. As I heard and I was reading on net, also you have conducted more than 1,000 sessions there. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
so
Pleasure is all
you
ours.
also, as I said, that what Paul Coyle, that the same quote I would repeat it for you also. you have also aspired, that you also want a disruptive change in education. And so you are working on it, and the whole world is conspiring with you to achieve it. And tirelessly, you all are working for it, contacting each and everyone where the teachers can give out the ideas and it can work and help out the student throughout the world.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
ma'am.
very
Thank you
much.
for motivating. Thank you to all the viewers for joining in. And if you have any such strategies that you would like to share, strategies you use to be an effective teacher that you are using, if you have any tips, you can comment it in the section, in the comment section. We would love to hear from you. So thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe. And thanks, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you, Divan.